These are your special horoscope tarot card messages, and they are from the 14th of January until the 30th of January 2021. So the special horoscope tarot card messages are for all 12 signs of Zodiac, and they are from the 14th of January 2021 until the 30th of January 2021. And I'm going to start with my gorgeous and with my ever so precious, with my beautiful Aries. My gorgeous Aries, do you know what? It's about really important lesson which you're about to learn. There is an important unfoldment going on right now, but this period of time is going to be strictly important when it comes to you really basically learning a very, very important lesson indeed. That in itself is going to enlighten you. That in itself is going to open your eyes. That in itself is going to give you certain courage in order to act in this particular way, because what is actually going to happen, it's going to lead towards an important opportunity which is going to come, which is going to happen with a wonderful element of surprise, but it is going to be required from you to make a certain abandonment. So you are going to, on one hand, move on from the situation that is no longer serving you, but this is going to become rather evident. But then on another hand, you know, you are going to make the necessary improvement, the necessary adjustment in order to move on. This is a rather important time indeed. And also on another hand, you know, you are going to start the process of a manifestation, really important manifestation indeed. This stage and this period is going to be quite important for you, my gorgeous Aries, for you, my gorgeous Aries indeed. What you need to remember is that you know, your visions and your dreams and goals are slowly going to become a reality. You just need to remember to stay focused. Stay focused, my gorgeous Erini. Now it's more important than ever. I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card, okay, for this stage and for this period, okay. What is going to be your tarot card, my gorgeous Erinis? Page of Pentacles. This is absolutely remarkable. You see this Page of Pentacles, this is your card, and this is all about you realizing on one hand like what you're drawn towards, you know, but then on another hand you need to understand it's about you being able to do things, you being able to see things, you know, you being able to find this inner balance within yourself, because on one hand, you know, this is a lot to do with your own reliability, but then again at the same time, you know, it's about the things that you are being drawn towards, which are going to provide you with an opportunity, an important door, an important window, an important portal is about to open for you. So this is a very, very important time for you, my gorgeous Erinis, because this stage and this period is going to help you to see things through, where you thought that it's maybe like a little bit of darkness and uncertainty caused all sorts of like a confusing emotions and feelings indeed, but this is now going to be the time to really pay attention to what is really making you feel happy and what is bringing you down and what is on another hand making you unhappy, because there are lots of answers that you're going to be able to see. There are lots of things that you're going to be able to connect to in a completely different way, but because this is about your personal enhancement, about your personal expansion, but most importantly about going, you know, having a step in the right direction indeed. You will see something and it's going to inspire you so much and you will want to take it on the next level, but you just need to remember there is no need to hurry, okay? There is no need to hurry whatsoever. You know, it needs to patience is important, and understanding that one step at a time, you know, it's like a really enormous process anyway. Okay. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous and my ever so precious, my beautiful Taurinis. My gorgeous Taurinis, you know, oh my lord, you know, this is the time to investigate. This is going to be an important time for you when it comes to the actual investigation, because, you know, it's about quite enormous confirmation which you're going to have, and that confirmation that you're going to have, it's going to require from you, it's going going to make you feel like really good about yourself. It's going to bring you that necessary grounding in order to go further and in order to investigate. So you investigating, it's going to be a quite important part of your personal progress. But also when it comes to this time, it's all about you understanding that, you know, it is going to be the moment which you're going to have, and it's going to require from you to look at things closely. Just remember, this is time to investigate and also look at the things closely, and it's more important than ever to express yourself. It's more important than ever to talk. It's more important than ever to actually ask questions, you know. And also on another hand, my lord, this is absolutely sacred what I'm gonna say, you know. Think before you are about to act, because this stage, this period is going to be the moment where you will be tested a little bit, rather challenging situation, and you just need to remember to keep your fiery self within, you know. You just need to remember to basically just like when you are going to be having this little bit of test, you are going to be kind of tested in a way where you respond really quickly, like so soon, but that response would be quite immature, because it's going to require from you to remove yourself from that situation, to kind of find yourself in a completely different dimension, and that in itself is going to reflect on you in a completely different way. Like a couple of days later, it is the what am I trying to say is that a couple of days later only, you know, you will be able to see this specific situation from a completely different angle, and this is the growth that you need in order to respond in a completely right way, in order to respond in an important way, in order to respond the way you should actually respond. So this is why I'm saying that it's just so important to think before acting, because one particular situation, one particular maybe group of people, or one particular person is going to bring this out of you. And this is why I say that I need you to be prepared to this. This is important because it's a lot to do with your passion. And this is why initially in the first place, you know, your response would be like this. So this is something that I wanted to say. But then on another hand, you know, your lucky number, you are having a lucky number within this stage and this period, my gorgeous Taurinis, and your lucky number is number 7. And this is very important because it means that your own spirituality is going to be highlighted at this moment in time. So you will be having all sorts of visions, you know, when it comes to things that you focus, when it comes to things that you're thinking about, when it comes to those things that are like kind of bringing you down, you know, there are going to be relevant focuses that you are going to have around it when it comes to the actual visions. So this is something that is going to help you along the way quite a lot. And also pay attention to the actual signs, because number 7 also means, you know, that your spirituality is going to be heightened, which means that you will be having all sorts of signs, and you will be having all sorts of like responses, you know, when you least expect it. And it's going to be rather interesting because one particular sign is just going to change everything, okay? One particular sign, and you will know that it's just from somewhere else. You will know it's from a completely different world, and this is when things are going to become rather interesting indeed. On another hand, you know, my gorgeous Taurinis, this is really great time because you are you are going to have quite important information when it comes to your personal success, and this is a lot to do on one hand with like a financial gain or a security, but then on another hand, you know, this stage and period is more important than ever when it comes to you overcoming obstacles and challenges. This is wonderful. On one hand, you will have the power in order to deal with problems, annoying things that are going to take you completely much further than where you would be at this moment in time when you come across this situation. But then on another hand, you know, it's about the overcoming obstacle, you know, and challenges. And also on another hand, you will find yourself in a rather surprising situation, because, you know, you will basically overcome certain odds in a really particular way. So you're going to find yourself on an advanced stage, but it's to do with your own victory, which is going to lead towards a rather important negotiation. So this is going to be rather victorious moment in time. So if there is any negotiation that you need to have, my gorgeous Taurinis, then most certainly this is going to be the time, because the luck is going to be on your side. Most certainly, if you go with this vibration, if you go with this energy, then you get so much more out of it when it comes to your personal rewards indeed. Okay, what else I was going to say, you know, you can please try to, the more positive you are, the more positive outcome you will have throughout this time. So you can please try to like kind of train your brain in order, train your spirituality in order to get this particular relevant balance where you can just expect positivity and be as optimistic as you can, because something that you expect, you know, that is just going to happen basically so much sooner and so much earlier at a different time. And this is again when things are going to become rather interesting, because you just need to remember to stay committed to the tasks at hand, whatever is going on in your life. You need to remember that only love is real, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed, as miracles will most certainly occur naturally. Spirit has your back and you are going to be aware of it. You know, the specific situation is going to take place and you're going to be like, oh my God, somebody's in the house with me, type of thing, you know. But then at the same time, if you hear something like this, you just need to pay attention to what was on your mind, what is bothering you, what is kind of like a really making you feel unhappy or uncertain, because that sign and that spirit that you are going to have around you is just letting you know that there will be an incredible opportunity related to that. So therefore the way out of the situation that no longer serve you. But not only that, it's just the opportunity that you are going to have connected to this. So now I'm just going to see what is your tarot card of the week. I mean, not a week, but the tarot card for this particular stage is going to be Eight of Cups. You see, Eight of Cups, it's all about you moving on. Eight of Cups, it's all about you, you know, completely focusing on those things that are really no longer serving you, focusing on those things that you want to cut out of your life, focusing on a new page, focusing on a new window, focusing on a new journey, focusing on a new direction, and realizing that that particular direction is just going to help you so much to make you feel better, you know, to make you feel excited, it's going to help you to find yourself again. So therefore, you know, this is the way we progress in life, my gorgeous Taurinis. You know, it's very important to progress in life and to understand that the specific things about us and in our lives are not always going to stay the same. They will be changing and they will be evolving with us at the same time. So you're just going to need to specifically see which change and which things slowly came to an end. But also, most importantly, is just pay attention to, it's just to do with the cutting certain things out of your life, moving on with your life, you know, discontinuing certain things. But most importantly, this same vibration and energy is also going to give you the control over a situation. Every single time when you pinpoint yourself towards the new beginning or directions, just with your mind and with your thoughts, you know, there is so much that is going to be unfolded, and there is so much that is going to make sense to you that didn't make sense before. And this is what I said before, that our journey is meant to be evolving and changing all the time. So this is absolutely normal. It is just the realization to move on and just like kind of focus on the specific new journeys that are about to appear right in front of you. My gorgeous Taurinis, indeed, it's rather important. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous and my ever so precious, my beautiful Gemini. My gorgeous Gemini, you know, oh my Lord, you know, you just kind of gonna start setting your own course here, and this is important. Okay, you need to understand that now this is all about you having a plan. You are going to have an important plan here that you're going to be thinking about, and you may not even realize how important this plan is going to be later on, how significant this plan is going to be later on, because it's going to help you in so many different elements. So it's very important to pay attention to what this is. So it's to do with you setting your course, but at the same time you need to know that this is the time where you are going to come up with an absolutely mind-blowing plan. This plan is going to be absolutely everything, and you just kind of need to be really certain, you know, especially when it comes to you knowing where you wish to go, but then at the same time this is going to be the right direction. So you also just need to pay attention to what are you drawn towards, what is bringing you down, what is bringing you lots of problems and uncertainties. You know, it's all about the revelations which you are going to have, but at the same time, you know, this is so much so to do with you and with your specific journey, because you are going to have a remarkable plan. And this plan that you're going to come up with, it's literally going to change your life. It's brilliant. because at the same time, you know, you're not going to realize how big this is going to be, and you're not going to realize how significant this is going to be, and you're not going to realize how powerful this is going to be, and you're not going to realize how much this is actually going to change your life. So the things that you're worrying about, yes, you were worrying about the right things, you know, and this is all going to be quite highlighted right at this moment in time. So this is why this specific stage and period is going to be so important when it comes to you. It's really great, you know, because on another hand, you know, it's to do with your experience, but also it's to do with your own success that you had previously in your life. You know, all these elements are going to become quite relevant here. And on another hand, you know, you are going to have a really important moment with somebody who's very reliable in your life, somebody who's very important to you in your life, and somebody who's very reliable in your life. You're going to have an important moment with them, because they are going to help you to open your eyes even more, to open your eyes even further. But above that, they will tell you something. You know, you're going to realize something so important and life-changing through that particular person who is very important to you, significant to you, and rather loyal to you. This is an important moment in time also when it comes to the actual wise investment, okay? This is an important time when it comes to the wise investment. So if you are like kind of looking to kind of expand yourself, if you're looking to improve yourself, you know, it's brilliant, because it's the time of the wise investment. So it's that particular energy, whether you start something with yourself or whether you kind of like put wherever you decide to put your energy towards, just remember that your energy will be able to go that much further if you do things physically, okay, or if you're doing things with your mind. You know, it doesn't really matter. On another hand, you know, it is just about, my God, you're going to realize something very deep about yourself, like something like, oh my God, something really deep about yourself when it comes to your higher learning, because it's to do with your higher learning, you know, but this is to do with so many different aspects of yourself and your own spirituality, which is going to help you realize that you have learned something absolutely mind-blowing from your own experience, you know, and then that is going to lead towards you wanting and needing to have more inner study, you know, in order to further your progress. This is all going to be absolutely evident, and it's going to make sense to you, my gorgeous Geminis, like there is absolutely no tomorrow. Stay strong, because the strength is coming. Stay optimistic, because the controllable situation that you're going to start having at this moment in time, it's going to help you to see things through and do those things that you think that are right to do. And this has been on your mind for quite a while, and you are going to make an important decision, and that decision is going to be remarkable, because you know it's going to lead on one hand towards an important success, but then on another hand you're going to find yourself on an even advanced stage, you know, than you actually thought initially. So this is quite important. So now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, my gorgeous Geminis, and I'm going to see what is going to be your tarot card for this stage and this period. Okay, this is absolute decadence, you see. This is absolutely remarkable, you know. You see this now, whatever you put your mind towards, whatever you do, whatever you focus on, whatever you start doing, you know, when you find yourself, you know, at this stage and this period that I'm talking about, you know, when you find yourself like doing something that you like, you know, when we do something that we like, we also have a very powerful and very strong and very significant and very unique energy around us. This energy is so powerful, it's like giving us an angel wings, you know, at the same time. So therefore we are able to do so much more. My point is this is a sacred time when it comes to you, my gorgeous Gemini. Whatever you like doing, do you like building, do you like painting, do you like drawing, do you like playing music, do you like singing, do you like writing, do you like your work, do you like you know, like whatever you do to actually enjoy yourself, at the same time you will create this powerful energy, which is on another hand going to increase your vibration, and it's going to really kind of like on one hand going to provide you with a vision, with an idea, but at the same time that particular energy is going to help you realize like shaky momenty when it comes to the certain wake up call. So this is what this vibration is going to bring you really powerful psychic moment when it comes to the wake-up call, but also at the same time, this is going to come from somewhere deep within. At the moment in time when your third psychic eye is like highly open, when your third psychic eye is like so widely open, which means that you will be able to connect in a very wise and a very deep and a spiritual way, which is on another hand going to provide you with a realization, with the whole picture like being completely different. So this is a rather sacred moment in time, but also on another hand it's to do with your passion and the ability to actually take something that you're so passionate about on the whole next level and at the same time even like at the same time improving your point like very strongly and very powerfully. You are going to prove an important point at this time, my gorgeous Gemininis, you know, an important point, but on another hand, you know, it's about you moving on with your life as well at the same time and doing things that make you feel really great. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful, my powerful Cancerinis. Okay, my gorgeous Cancerinis, you know, this is like, oh my God, you're gonna have a moment with yourself, whether this is going to be like some kind of dream that you are going to have, whether this is going to be some kind of vision that you are going to have, whether this is going to happen to you when you're like kind of grounding yourself, you know, spiritually, whether this is going to happen while you're like kind of like a meditating, you know, whether this is going to happen while you're having a lucid dreaming. My point is, when your subconscious mind is like rather highlighted in this particular way, whether we are like meditating, whether we are grounding ourselves, you know, you are going to have a specific message, my gorgeous Cancerinis, and you need to follow it, because that specific message is also going to provide you with the way, provide you with an opportunity, provide you with a new window, provide you with a new door, provide you with a new portal. But at the same time, you're going to have the necessary bravery to step into the new direction where there is a lot of unknown going on, when normally you would be like, no baby, no, but now you're going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to go for it. This is because deep within, you know, inside you, there is already, your passion is being lit, and your passion is going to be guiding you throughout the darkness without you even realizing. So this is where the strength and courage is going to come up. You are most certainly gonna really have a moment where you're gonna respond to the certain situation in a really great way and in a very brave way, you know. And I'm not saying that you wouldn't do normally, but I'm just saying that there is a lot going to be untangled in your life at the same time. And when untangling happens, it means that a whole new fresh energy is going to come through forward, which is going to re-energize you at the very perfect moment in time when you need to be re-energized the most. And when that happens, you kind of like start seeing things in a different way, but there is some kind of one particular thing that you will see that is actually going to inspire you, my gorgeous Cancerini, like there is no tomorrow. And this is what I'm talking about. And when I said that you're gonna have the actual moment, you know, when you have like a wake-up call, you know, you're gonna like kind of like have through meditation, realization, you will have an important realization when it comes to the actual wake-up call. You will know exactly what to do, what do you need to do, how do you need to do it, and when do you need to do it, you know. It's a lot about the actual you being curious. You need to be as curious as possible. You need to ask questions. You need to open your mouth. You need to express yourself. By being curious and by expressing yourself in this particular way, you're enhancing your own power, and therefore you're getting closer and closer and closer towards a very big and important moment in your life, my gorgeous Cancerinis. This is really significant because it's about you returning something somewhere very important, returning somewhere very, very important. Just remember this, returning to reality. I'm not saying that you weren't part of the reality, but this is all going to make sense. Don't worry, because you're going to start feeling like you want to live again. I'm not saying that you didn't feel like that you felt like you don't want to live, but you will see once you start feeling like completely re-energized throughout these feelings. This is going to be really great, you You know, it's about returning to something really important, returning to yourself, returning to yourself. This is when I said returning to reality. It's returning to yourself and returning to those things that you do that makes you feel excited, because those things are really important when it comes to our spiritual evolvement, you know. And also, you know, a responsibility. There is a certain responsibility that you're gonna need to work on, you know, and the responsibility that you're gonna need to work on, the answer to that is just to basically just be persistent. Okay, you have got everything you need. You're gonna need to be persistent, but also at the same time you're gonna need to work on the adjustment and organization at the same time. And adjustment and organization are going to be super important indeed. Okay, this is going to be the great time when it comes to your own expansion, in particular when it comes to your own spirituality. And spirituality is so important because, you know, spirituality is the energy, is the essence of us that keeps us going towards the right direction, you see. And we keep on repeating and doing the same things until we get them right. And once we get them right, we evolve on another level. And this is exactly what is going to happen here to you, my gorgeous Cancerini, because you're going to start evolving on a different level here. And it's important, you know, it's about soul expansion, okay, but you need to understand that your consciousness is expanding, okay, and you will be able to understand the connection between all things, okay. You just remember this, my gorgeous Cancerinis, that you will be able to understand the connection between all things, and this will be important because something is going to be revealed to you at the same time. So I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card of the week. Oh my word, it's not of the week actually. You see that too, of course, that you have two. Dun, da, 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 dum, bum, 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 ba, da, 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 dum, bum, dun, da, 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 da. You see, you have two. One of Wands, you see, this is, look how cute is this. This is absolutely wonderful energy, you know. This is fantastic because it's like all about the energy, all about having the right balance, all about feeling really excited, all about wanting to inspect things, all about wanting to find out things, you know. Do not waste your time and do not waste your energy on things that are bringing you down. Do not waste your time or energy on those things that are making you feel really unhappy. This is the time to turn the new page over. This is the time to turn new leaf over. This is the time to look towards the new beginning and be excited about it. This is very important for you to understand that if you're like thinking about the negative things, and if you keep on thinking about things that are not making you feel happy, that are just a vicious little circle, negative little circle, you know, you're just going to draw yourself towards the bottom of the place that you don't want to be at. So this is why this is more important than ever for you to start naturally drifting towards those things that make you feel completely excited and great. Ignore the negativity and focus on positivity. You're going to find yourself having a really wonderful energy, and this is going to be really, really powerful indeed. Okay, so wherever you project your energy towards this time, it's going to come out. It's going to bounce back at you so beautifully and so powerful. So the more optimistic and positive you are, the more strength and energy this is going to bring to you. And the second card, of course, is the Sun. Absolutely remarkable. Look at how cute these little cards are. I mean, it's about an important clarity, okay? An important clarity, but it's a lot to do with the satisfaction. It's a lot to do with the happiness. It's a lot to do about you finding the lost part of you, something you have lost. It's about to return into your life. It's going to bring you satisfaction and excitement, vitality, victory, good feeling. You know, it's going to be connected to the good news, but at the same time, you know, an important clarity that you are going to have. It's going to answer your question, my gorgeous Cancerini, but it's way more than that, because it's almost immediately going to become a very solid part of your future, which is always going to stay with you. But most certainly it's only the beginning of something really important, an unfoldment which is about to literally change your life. Sorry. So okay, so now sorry. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful, my powerful, my courageous Leonis. My gorgeous Leonis, I love you so much. You know what? Like, I can see you worrying about, sorry, I can see you worrying about, I can see you being uncertain. I can see you being like, oh my God, I'm not too sure. I can see you being drawn towards the negativity purely because of your way of thinking. Your way of thinking is going to be very powerful, very deep, and it's going to be taking you into all sorts of directions and all sorts of dimensions. You need to understand to avoid the vicious circle. When I say to avoid a vicious circle, you just have to understand that you are kind of going to be quite sensitive towards those things that are keep on like kind of repeating themselves in a negative way. And sadly, this is a lot to do with the things that have been happening around us, you see. So you just need to make sure to step away from the situation and step out of the vicious circle. And when I say vicious circle, vicious circle, vicious circle, vicious circle of the actual negativity that it's keep on like kind of like keep on going and going and going, and it's just becoming more negative, and then that just kind of takes away your own perception on things. So you just need to remember to step away from the vicious circle. Maybe you were watching certain things for too long, maybe you were focusing on certain things for too long, maybe you were paying attention to certain things for too long. Now it's important moment in time that every single day when it comes to you, my gorgeous Leon, is just make sure that you really do something that, you know, different on daily basis, which is going to change your tempo, which is going to change you know, that particular energy, you know. And once that happens, you know, it's going to bring you, it's going to pick up the vibration, and it's almost immediately going to remove you from the vicious circle. So it's very important for you to step away from things that you are doing on daily basis. And I'm not saying to change everything, but you know what I mean. But most importantly, for this period of time, just every single day do one particular thing that is different, but it's to do with you, it's to do with your vision, it's to do with your life. It's not to do with like a lot of like a negativity that is going on around at the moment, so you're not going to get yourself sucked in. It's very important for the balance, because you are going to restore your balance, and this is exactly how you would need to do it, by doing this and by every single day doing something a little bit different and finding yourself, because you are going to find yourself again. I'm not saying that you've lost yourself, but you will see what I mean. The little spiritual voice within you is going to start growing, and it's going to be guiding you along the way. You're gonna have a bit of like a paranormal moment as well this time, my gorgeous Leonis, because you know, oh my God, something very strong is going to happen, something really powerful to you, you know. And it's just going to remind you like, oh my God, it's either going to be the spirit from somebody that passed away that is going to come forward, somebody who you know, whom you have been connected to, or it's just going to be the passing by spirit which is going to come through, and it's just going to let you know at the moment in time when you're worrying, and you will just know when this spirit is around, you will know that something is unusual, something is different, and you will know not to worry and not to unnecessarily worry, but at the same time, you know, just as soon as you hear the spirit or become aware of the spirit, there is going to be very strong opportunity, very powerful opportunity that is going to come to you, that is going to manifest right in front of you, not that long after that. But it's just going to seem like really tiny little thing, but this is the beauty of this moment. Something really tiny is going to appear, but later on it's going to become, it's like a tiny little seed, but later on it's going to become the most beautiful oak tree in the forest, you know. And this is something really powerful. This is something that I need you to pay attention to. Just remember, my gorgeous Leonis, I love you so much. Your energy is incredible, and it's almost impossible to ignore. I said this so many times. You have got very, very strong and very powerful energy. So when you focus towards something, you know, it's impossible to ignore you, and that's a magical gift indeed. No need to fear Okay, remember how powerful you are. Just remember, my gorgeous Leonis, no need to fear, my baby. Remember how powerful you are. And also, you know, you will have a bit of an overburdened feeling. You're going to feel maybe like a little bit of pressure, you know. But then again, at the same time, you will become aware of the fact that your problems are soon about to be resolved, okay? And there is also going to be an effort to meet a goal become quite obvious, you know, here. On another hand, what else I want you to understand, it's all about downloads, you know, this for this time for you, and understanding, you know, because there is an important truth which is going to be revealed, but then at the same time deep insights are going to come from some very, very powerful, very spiritual, and the astral realm. And this is why I say that you will have this very strong connection with your own spirituality, which is in return going to be guiding you, which is in return going to help you to open your eyes, to connect and reconnect. So the things that you kind of like started wondering, why am I doing this, you know, you're just going to have your answer. Why, when, how, and what the next step is going to be. Remarkable, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is your tarot card going to be. Tarot card for this particular stage and this particular period. Okay, my gorgeous Leonis. Oh la la, you are one. Authenticity. Look at this, how remarkable this is, you see. It's about you being yourself. It's about you expressing yourself. You being yourself, it's your own beautiful power. You being yourself, it's your spiritual weapon. You being yourself is an important part of your growth, an important part of your spirituality. My God, is the response that you are going to have towards someone that is just going to blow you away in the best possible way. It's going to be remarkable. You will be able to understand things that you couldn't understand about yourself, but also the idea that you will have out of it is going to be absolutely remarkable, you know, because you are going to start realizing certain parts of yourself that you need to work on, and certain parts of yourself are almost immediately going to be highlighted. You just need to express yourself as much as you can. You're going to be super powerful at this time, my gorgeous Leonis. Do not forget this. And your own authenticity is going to be your greatest power. Whatever you express yourself that comes deep within, it's going to be the best. Even if it seems like completely crazy at the moment, this is exactly what you need to do. Someone's mask is going to be fallen. Okay, someone's mask is going to be fallen, and once that happens, for some reason, this is going to be great for you, because at least you will know what to do when you didn't know what to do. It's going to need like a little bit of amendment with that you're going to need to make, but on another hand, a certain passion within yourself is at the same time going to be revealed. Very, very interesting, my gorgeous Leonis, indeed. Okay, so now, sorry. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful, my powerful Virgolini. I love you so much, my gorgeous Virgolinis. You know, you are going to have an important lesson at this time, you know. And the lesson that you're going to have, it's going to like pretty much so, it's going to make you realize like it's all about you basically like kind of spiritually growing like so much, you know, by the actual you know, realization that you are going to have, my gorgeous Virgolinis. And this is important because it's like gonna be like experience that you are going to have, little experience that you're gonna have, but that particular experience is gonna not only open your eyes, but it's just going to help you grow in so many different ways. But that growth is going to lead towards the necessary change, towards the moment that you need to do, towards the moment that you need to act. And also you will realize the certain responsibilities that you need to pay attention to, and you must not ignore them. And this is the part of your growth, is the certain things that you're going to need to do, that you're going to need to work on, that you don't necessarily like, but you need to do them because there is nobody else who's going to be there to do them for you. So you just need to do them yourself, and that needs to come from you. So there are certain things that you're going to be dealing with, my gorgeous Virgolinis, that you're not going to really like, but you need to do it because it's the part of your responsibility. It's nothing's horrible. It's nothing like, oh my God, vicious, blah, blah, blah. No, baby, no. But it's just the responsibilities. You know, we all have those things, you know, that kind of like we just keep on living in a side, or we just kind of secretly hope that somebody else is going to do them for us. I'm just talking about this type of responsibilities that you're going to need to do, and it's going to be remarkable because on one hand, you know, it's going to create a process of unfoldment, but on another hand, that particular perspective, it's going to give you an idea, really important idea at the same time that you should actually pay attention to, my gorgeous Virgolinis. Most certainly this is the time of the spiritual growth, but then again, you know, it's the time of the actual you know, something you will want to reject something, you know, and what you need to understand that particular rejection, there is nothing that it needs to come from you in such a way where you respond in a negative way like you want to reject it. It's not about the actual rejection of the fact or a reality, but it's more about how you kind of like basically understand things. You know, it's more about you understanding this situation. It's more about you evolving in your particular way and understanding in such a way where you get you gain something very positive out of it. And this in itself also is going to be a remarkable moment in time, because it is going to be connected towards an important negotiation which you are going to have, my gorgeous Virgolini. So pay attention to this, because this negotiation that you are going to have at this moment in time, in this period and this stage, is just also going to reveal something to you at the same time. Something is going to happen, certain progress, my Lord. And something is going to at the same time something is going to be revealed to you at a time when you have negotiation. This is what I want you to remember. This is what I need you to remember. At the time when you have negotiation, something is going to happen, and you're going to realize something, and important information is going to come towards you, you know. And once that happens, you know, you are at the same time, you will know that this is a lot to do with an idea. This is a lot to do with the progress, and this is a lot to do with the process, but at the same time it's to do with an inner strength, my gorgeous Virgolinis. This is important because it's going to help you realize that it's time to move back to wholeness. By the same time, you need to recognize that you have the power. You have a remarkable and incredible power, and this period and this stage is going to confirm this to you. It's going to help you realize through your own success and accomplishment how powerful you are, how significant you are, how amazing you are. By the same time, it was even most importantly, you know, it's the revelation that is going to lead you towards an opportunity, you know, an important opportunity, my gorgeous Virgolinis. Is going to help you so much to move on from like a little bit of a darkness and uncertainty towards your own personal enlightenment. You will see that the power is within you, but also it's very important to understand and to mention that you are going to need to make a quite, oh gosh, you know, really significant, mind-blowing decision. But it's even more important to mention that you are the one who needs to respond to that decision. It is not a time to go out and double check with someone, or it's to go and ask someone. No, baby, no. It needs to come from you, because this is connected to your own spiritual growth. So it needs to come from you, because if it comes from you at the same time, you know, it's going to lead towards an important, you know, opportunity, but then at the same time an obstacle, an annoying obstacle is going to come to an end, which is almost immediately going to reward you with the actual apprenticeship, you know, or the next stage. It's going to almost immediately obvious. The next stage of your life is going to become immediately obvious after that moment in time. Yes, you're going to need to make the relevant adjustment, but also most importantly, stay optimistic. You're going to stay on top of the things. You're going to stay on top of yourself, and you're not going to let yourself to be sucked in to the negativity, because there is a lot of negativity and repetition going on out there, which is just reflecting on you in such a way when it's bringing you down. So you just need to remember that you need to stay true to yourself in these uncertain times, and in order to make yourself better, in order to feel more excited, in order to feel more optimistic, this is exactly what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to focus on yourself. Now it's more important than ever, because this is going to bring you an important, not only spiritual growth, but what you're doing right now, whether you're retired, whether you're working, whether you're looking for work, this is exactly what you should be focusing on and doing. And because it's a lot to do with your own expansion, but also by the time this period and this stage end, it's the opportunity that this is going to lead towards. That opportunity is going to be massive, my gorgeous Virgolinis. That opportunity is going to be big. That opportunity is going to be absolutely huge, but also it is going to make you realize that this is something that you need to do. It's going to take slightly longer, but also it's going to kind of like be connected to the lots of changes that you're going to need to start slowly making into your life in order to get there. You are going to get really, really important information, and really important news and important information that is going to be very personal to you. And this is going to mean to you so much, because it's going to come directly from someone who means so much in your life, but also it is just the actual very important moment of the personal security. You will do something so powerful, my gorgeous Virgolinis, when it comes to protecting yourself, when it comes to protecting your life, when it comes to your personal security, when it comes to your personal power. You will do something very, very wise, something that you have been thinking about doing for a while, and now this is most certainly going to take place. So this is going to be the step in the right direction, and it's also most certainly going to open your eyes, and it's going to be very optimistic moment in time, and it's going to keep on inspiring you. It's going to inspire you as well at the same time. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolinis, I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card of this time. Okay, One of Cups. Okay, this is absolutely fantastic. You see this cute little tarot cards, you see this? It's all about doing things. This is an important time to turn the people that are really important to you. It's an important time to talk to people that mean to you so much. It's important time to connect and to reconnect to people at the same time. People in your life are going to be playing an important role. People in your life are going to be playing a mind-blowing role. People in your life are going to help you so much in order to understand maybe certain specific things about yourself that you couldn't understand before. But there, in between these things, is going to be specific information that you needed, that you wanted so much, because that information is going to give you courage to make a mind-blowing decision. One step at a time, my gorgeous Virgolinis. This is important. Just make sure you understand. Now, it's more important than ever to connect and reconnect to the actual people in your life, people around you, people in your life, people who mean to you, your family, your friends, and people like that. But at the same time, it's really important time to be spontaneous, please, because the spontaneous energy is very powerful. Because when we are spontaneous, we are strongly connected to our subconscious mind, so we are most certainly doing the right things indeed. But also on another hand, just make sure that you express yourself, make sure you talk, and make sure that you do things that you want to do with the people in your life. Make sure you say things that you want to say. Make sure that you express things, express your love, express what you want to do, talk to them. The more you talk, the more powerful this vibration is going to be, because it is the realization that you are going to have through people in your life. People in your life are going to help you to have a massive mind-blowing realization, and you need this realization in order to see things for what they are, but also in order to move on, with your life and make this amazing decision, which is just in itself going to be step in a huge, massive direction. just pay attention to what is inspiring you this at this time as well. An important inspiration is going to take place, okay? Pay attention to what is inspiring you, but also at the same time, you know, something is going to happen to you when it comes to you being very spontaneous, in particular when it comes to responding, you know, and it's almost like going to be like an adventurous moment in time. And that adventurous moment in time, there is a process that is going to start, which is most certainly going to be like a little caterpillar moment, which is later on going to provide you with a gorgeous butterfly moment. Just pay attention, this will be most certainly important, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful, my powerful Libra. You know, there are two specific things that are going to take place, and two specific things that are going to take place are going to be so much needed into your life, because both of these things are going to help you to understand things, you know, from a completely different angles. But it's just like about the opportunities that you're going to have, because you're going to really understand something very beautiful about yourself. Something is going to inspire you also in such a way when it comes to your own passion. So therefore, an important passion is going to be born here. It's not completely the first time that this is something that you will do, that this is something that you're going to feel very strong connection towards, but now you're going to feel very specifically, you know, this higher vibration around it, which is going to open your eyes, but it's at the same time going to re-energize you. It's going to help you to realize that you're reaching a very important circle, very important stage, and once that happens, you can expect a very powerful vision, okay? And you are going to have an important choice, you know, at a time when you feel like a little bit restrained, you know, and at the time when you feel like a little bit blocked, a little bit negative, a little bit restrained, you know, at that very time, it's so important to say that you are going to be provided with a choice when you least expect it. So I'm finding this really wonderful. I'm finding this almost magical, my gorgeous Libra, because at the time when you feel really drained, at the time when you feel really restrained, at the time when you feel negative, at the time when you feel blocked, at the time when you feel like maybe your hands are like this, oh my God, you know, just remember, my babies, it's going to be the moment of like enlightenment, because you are going to have an important choice, and that choice is going to be remarkable, because at the same time it's going to lead towards your own prosperity and well-being and luxury and comfort and security when it comes to your life, an important security. So therefore, it's most certainly going to be connected to the direction that it's almost immediately going to be unfolded right in front of you, you know. This is a particularly important time for you, my gorgeous Libra. Just remember that your golden touch, you're going to have a golden little touch, you know, your energy will be very powerful, and it's going to be very strong when it comes to you focusing, when it comes to you manifesting, when it comes to you trying to do things, when it comes to you starting to with the new beginnings, starting things, you know, when it comes to new beginnings and things like that, you know. Just remember what you're doing, it will go so much further at this time, but also at the same time it will be specifically important and significant when it comes to your personal security, you know, and your abundance. I want to say to you, this is the time of infinite abundance with me, which means that, you know, you're going to find yourself being like kind of curious about certain things, then you should just go for it. You're going to find yourself like wanting to find out about certain things, you should most certainly go for it. You will find yourself being like a little bit naughty, you should most certainly go for it, you know, and things like that, like behave, Libra. No. But certainly it's like basically it's to do with an important obstacle which is about to be removed. So you will get like a you're going to get hold of like a very specific information, you know, and this information is going to be like very mind-blowing in many different ways, but most certainly it's going to open your eyes, it's going to re-energize you, but also you're going to realize that when you get hold of this specific information, you will know that this is to do with the obstacles being removed, you know, but also the same same time, you're going to feel a very much so a spiritual support and connections that are actually increasing within you. So pay attention to the little signs, pay attention to the like communications that you will actually have connected to you, highlighted pretty much so from all sorts of dimensions. There is going to be the moment when you will know like, oh my God, something is going to happen. Something is going to take place, and it's going to be like, oh my God, like it's like something is going to move, like a plant, or something is just going to fall off, or in fact you just will know that you are visited by some kind of spirit or some kind of higher being from a completely different dimension. And that in itself is just remarkable, because at the same time you will know what it's time. You will be aware of the fact that it's time to do something new. You will be aware of the fact that you will kind of need to pay attention to the certain aspect and certain part of your life that you have maybe keep on leaving behind, and now it's going to bounce back as a beautiful gorgeous flower right in front of you for you to take it and smell it beautifully. And once you do this, you know, you're just going to be inspired. It's going to inspire you when you need inspiration the most, and that inspiration is going to be like a life. That inspiration is going to be like a brand new energy that is going to manifest in your life when you needed it the most. It's important to be yourself and do things the way you think that you should be doing them. Try to ignore like the certain voices around you, because you know, I think that there may be someone around you in your element, you know, whether this is someone in your life, or whether this is someone who you maybe like watch on television or something. There is someone is kind of like going to kind of not lead you away, but maybe gonna make you feel more negative. It's gonna bring like a negative feeling within you. So this is something that you should just most certainly ignore. This is time that you pay attention when you pay attention to yourself, and that in itself is going to reveal many important aspects that you should be paying attention to throughout this time, because it's holding a very strong connection with what you're going to do later on. You know, it's going to bring a very important revelation, which is also going to give you the green light that it's time to start moving on with your life. Now, my gorgeous Libra, more important than ever, pay attention to the actual justice, the moment of justice that you're actually going to hear about, that is going to like make you think. You know, it's going to be very interesting what you're going to actually hear, but it's going to get you thinking, you know. But it's more important than that. It's the advice that you're going to gain out of it. This advice is going to be absolutely everything, almost like your own self-advice that you're going to gain, but at the same time you're going to protect yourself, you know. So it's important to pay attention to this, my gorgeous Libra. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is your tarot card going to be. Right, too many of them came out. Libra is like, yay, take me. Okay, so now my gorgeous Libra. Okay, Knight of Pentacles, servitude. You see, this is important. So it's basically just make sure that you understand that, you know, someone is going to also like be playing an important role when it comes to you being inspired. Someone is going to inspire you so much, and so in such a beautiful way, where you will see the certain responsibility in your life that is bringing you down, that is making you feel negative. You're just going to start seeing it in a completely different light. So this is a very important inspiration that you're going to have, because someone really looks like it's going to be playing an important role when it comes to your own spiritual involvement, which is just going to pinpoint you towards a certain direction, towards a certain responsibility, towards the certain part of yourself that you should be paying attention to. You don't like it, maybe not necessarily something that makes you feel so excited, but most certainly it's going to pinpoint you towards the problem and issue that you should be working towards. But at the same time, is the inspiration that is just going to help you to kind of see things through for what they are, but also jump over those things that would normally bring you down and make you feel really negative and upset and uncertain. You know, it's going to help you to kind of grow over this and see only things that are actually going to help you alongside your spiritual journey, instead of being too confused about things that are happening around you. Very, very important moment in time, but also at the same time, time, this particular person who is going to inspire you so much will be playing a remarkable role, because this person is meant to be in your life. This person is meant to inspire you, because it is just going to also give you an idea, and that particular idea that you're going to have to that person is going to be mind-blowing later on, because it's going to bring you the greatest accomplishment ever: security, power, and a whole new sense of direction. Very, very important moment in time, and it's just, the process that was very, very slow in your life, it's going to have a really nice and swift change. And I like it because it's also going to be connected at around the time when there is a certain message that you're going to have, and that message is going to be specifically important because it's going to make you realize that it's time, but it's time to actually go forward, it's time to step through. And it's also going to be connected to a certain negotiation, which is going to be rather victorious indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful, my powerful Scorpione. My beautiful Scorpione. You're also going to have like a very strange and unusual experience at this time as well. One particular day, it's going to reveal so much. One particular day, it's going to blow you away. One particular day, it's going to be so strange and so bizarre and so unusual, very heavy in many different ways, but also it's going to be absolutely super relevant when it comes to your personal expansion in such a way when your spirit is going to grow so much that not only the problems and the things that have been bringing you down are going to become really tiny and little, and you're going to surprise, why didn't I do this before? It's about you finally moving on with your life. I'm not saying that you didn't move on with your life, please don't get me wrong, you will see what I mean. Now it's a more important than ever just to listen to yourself and just to follow to your own specific journey more than ever, because what is going to happen is basically the actual the certain progress is going to take place when it comes to your life, and that in itself is going to really surprise you, because when you thought that oh God, things came to an end, it's really negative, it's really bad, it's really uncertain, when you thought this, now this is going to have a really nice flip-flop moment, and it's not only going to be rather positive for you, but it's also going to help you realize and make you realize an opportunity that you wouldn't normally have. So this is when things are going to become really interesting here, because also at the same time it's just about the actual important moment, really moment that you will have at around this time, and it's just something is literally going to come to you. Maybe you will just sitting and be having like a little bit of cup of coffee, cup of tea, but there is going to be such a strong, specific, very powerful moment that you're going to have it. You're just going to realize something within yourself, and you're going to be kind of blaming yourself in such a way, why didn't you do this before? Why didn't you realize before? You do not need to blame yourself whatsoever, but also in itself, because everything happens when it's meant to happen. So this is the time, if you're on spiritual growth, and this is the time when this is happening, you need to remember that having patience is like, oh my God, it's so important, because if you haven't got patience, then again, what you do actually in your life is just like you kind of like a closed and lock certain doors in front of you. You don't only close them, but you lock them at the same time when you're thinking, I want to do this quicker, I want to do things straight away. Things take time. Things in life take time. So this is why it's important for you to remember that there is going to be an element of you having an opportunity and an idea which you're going to think, like, oh God, it's going to get too long. It's going to take too long. No, baby, no. I need you to remember this is part of your challenge. So don't get swept away by it. You see, it's part of the challenge. So you need to remember it's about the patience, patience more than ever, because if you're provided with an opportunity, realization, idea, and if your response is like, oh no, that's going to take too long. No, baby, no. You just ping, you just lock the door in front of you. Oh no, I don't like that, it's too slow. Ping, you just lock the door in front of you. The part of your challenge is the idea, the opportunity that you are going to have. At the same time, you make it more powerful, more internal, not internal, but more eternal by thinking in an optimistic way. You're going to make it more powerful by realizing that actually, okay, that's fine, I just need to have a patience, and at the same time, and this is the way you just step in, you know, this is the way you just step forward. This is the way when you realize, oh my God, as soon as you do this, you know, not that long after, there is going to be a very strong and important moment of accomplishment that you're going to have, and that is going to open your eyes, and that is going to help you realize things exactly where you are. So it's all going to happen with an element of surprise, but also at the same time, it's important to remember of your own perspective, a wake-up call, remember where you are heading, remember where you are going, and also remember that the certain things take time, one step at a time. Most certainly it's going to be connected to your patience, but also at the same time you will know that this is the time of harmony, and this is also the time to bring together things into perfect union. Now, more important than ever to work on your own management when it comes to things that are that you need to pay attention to, in such a sense when you need to adjust certain things in your life, like edit certain things in your life, cut out certain things in your life. Pay attention to what your body is telling you, in particular when it comes to like what do you call them, addictions. You know, when it comes to addictions, whatever they are, please, this is important, because you're going to be quite sensitive when it comes to all sorts of things. So on one hand, you know, you're going to be sensitive to your psychic feelings, to your third psychic eye. You will be able to find out so much more. But on another hand, you know, this bring out this particular sensitivity when it comes to your body responding to you in a beautiful and spiritual way. So your body is going to be communicating to you in a way which is very sacred, you know, like you will know exactly what to pay attention to. Maybe stomach is going to hurt you a little bit, so you will know, or maybe you should kind of avoid sugar. Maybe you will feel like a little bit like nervous, and then you're going to realize, oh, maybe I should just cut out drinks, you know. Maybe you will cough, and then you're going to realize, oh yeah, I should just cut my cigarettes off, you know, and things like that. Pay attention to what your body is telling you. It's important. On another hand, you know, I just need you to understand that, you know, someone who you feel really great about, somebody who makes you really good, somebody who makes you really like, yay, really great, somebody whom your compatibility is so fantastic, you know, the right person in your life who makes you feel so good and brings the best in you, the best within you, is just going to have an important information for you. And this is so significant because that information is going to help you to realize exactly which adjustment do you need to make. But at the same time, it's to do with an inspiration, and at the same time it's to do with a very successful energetic combination in between you and that person. So it's not only that particular person makes you feel so great and so good, but it's meant to be part of your life, and it's bringing you something absolutely remarkable, which is most certainly going to help you to realize parts of yourself that you didn't understand before. It's going to help you to open your eyes, but also to move on with your life towards like a specific new direction. On another hand, you know, you are, of course, that you are going to have an omen, my gorgeous Scorpione. This time it's going to bring you an important sign. This time it's going to bring you an important omen, you know. And the omen that you are going to have is just going to be brilliant, because it's going to help you to understand things, you know. And in particular, where you had like a little bit of maybe inability to work with others, you know, because it was connected to the conflict of interest perhaps, and difficulties in understanding of others, you know. This is going to bring you a very important information, this omen that you are going to have, because on one hand it's going to help you to understand exactly where you are, but also it's going to help you to highlight the specific information, the specific part of your life that was in a darkness, and once it's highlighted, you know, there is so much that is actually going to be there for you. On one hand, you know, you're going to become aware of the fact what you are in denial about. It's time to go. It's time to cut it out of your life once and for all. But then on another hand, even more importantly, it's going to lead towards an important opportunity. When you see the sign and omen, you know, the omen that you are going to have, it could be like in all sorts of ways, you know, because it's going to come through all sorts of dimension, and really it depends spiritually where you are on your specific particular journey. But most likely it's going to be like some kind of animal that is just going to come through forward, like maybe a little bird, or maybe cat, maybe dog, maybe fish, you know, maybe like a little little fly, you know, maybe a little spider, you know. You just need to find out as soon as you see this animal, what, you know, how you feel, what was on your mind at that moment in time. On one hand, you will know that this is the time when you will have an important opportunity, which is going to be life-changing by the end of this period. But then on another hand, you know, you just need to kind of like see what symbolically this animal means, you know, like if it's like, for example, maybe spider, let's say. Spiders are very important when it comes to us being busy, when it comes to us working, when it comes to us having like opportunities, you know, like the little spider can bring you so much informations and so many messages at the same time, you know. Maybe if you have like a little owl, you know, an owl, you know, can bring you something wise, a wise moment, wise information, wise opportunity, you know, be clever at the same time. There are so many different ways that you can use these wonderful animals in order to interpret things, you know. And like maybe you can see like a gorgeous white bird, you know, so that means, you know, it's a lot to do with the peace within, it's a lot to do with an excitement, it's a lot to do with an inspiration, with a new opportunity, with a new beginning, you know, with the situation in our lives, which is going to surprise us, but it's going to be really, really great, you know. If you see like a crow maybe just landing right in front of you, you know, you are on the right path. If you see the crow landing on the right hand side, you know, you are going to have a really good opportunity, you know. If you're seeing crow like landing on the left hand side, you know, it's just basically the opportunity that is coming up, you know, you need to pay attention to, because it may not be the right thing for you, it may not be the right opportunity for you. So you see, I'm just giving you examples like how many messages you can actually have when it comes to this. But most importantly, this is going to be the good one for you, and you need to see how you feel within, you know, at the same time. But when you see your omen, when you see your sign, when you see a beautiful animal, my gorgeous Scorpione, you just need to know that there is a very important opportunity that is going to come through and come forward. But at the same time, a sign, a solid sign and confirmation that you should be yourself. Even if you're the weirdest person in the world to yourself and to people around you, you should be yourself. We are all weird. There are no norms. You just be yourself. Whatever you do, that you feel weird or bizarre, this is exactly what you should be doing, because through your own weirdness, there is an important moment that you are going to have. Through your own weirdness, through your own uniqueness, through your own speciality, you know, there is something very, very significant going to happen, like a little bit of like an adventure, which is going to lead towards you feeling rather daring, and that is just going to change everything, because once you walk through this door, you're never gonna come back, my gorgeous Scorpione. And I love you. I love your deepness. I love your weirdness. I love your uniqueness. I love your bizarreness. I love your power. I love your energy. I love everything about you. My ascendant, of course I do. Okay, so now, do you know what? Let me tell you, Scorpione, look, you are going through your own kind of like a transcendence, you know. This time it's about your own transcendence, okay? And this is important because it's the time to rise up, honor your inner force, my gorgeous Scorpione. Very important steps are going to be given to you, and at the same time dance with the universe now more than ever, okay? Which means that you need to be you need to listen to the signs, you need to focus, refocus, listen to your intuition. There are all sorts of messages that you are going to have, okay? So now your tarot card, 8 of Wands, look at this. 8 of Wands, this is really interesting because look at how gorgeous these little cards are. 8 of Wands, you see what I mean? It is just about the moment, you know, that you have been waiting for, but it's going to take slightly longer, but most certainly it's going to be connected to quite significant messages, my gorgeous babies. Mwah. A significant and important message you're going to have that you have been waiting for, but it is not final, it is not the end, it is not the beginning, but it's an important message which is just going to make sure you understand the exact process of this particular specific situation. So this will be an important message, and on another hand, you know, you will know exactly what to do, because almost immediately it's going to help you to realize the step out of the situation that no longer serve you, and that in itself is going to close the certain door, but then the whole new door is going to be open at the same time. You see, pay attention to this message that you are going to have, because also that message is on another hand going to become a a prominent part of your life, because it's going to help you realize exactly what do you need to invest for in your life, what do you need to invest to when it comes to your life. And this is of course to do with you, with your expansion, with your spirituality, and with you allowing yourself being you. No matter how weird you feel or whatever you do, this is exactly what we need to do. We just need to live our lives by being ourselves, and that's the only way to be. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpionis, I love you to bits. Okay, so now the next sign I'm gonna talk about, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous and my ever so precious, my beautiful Sagittarini. My gorgeous Sagittarini, I love you so much. So now basically I just want you to understand that it's like, oh my God, you are really gonna have a specific moment here. My lord, like a specific moment, and it's so important. It's gonna give you a bit of a spiritual slap, but this one is gonna be absolutely remarkable, because once you get this little spiritual slap, it is going to be the time of awakening. You're gonna awaken. This is to do with the wake-up call. This is to do with the realization. This is to do with you think like, why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I do this earlier? It doesn't matter, my gorgeous Sagittarinis. All these things happen at the right time when they're meant to happen. You will know that also it's not only about you waking up, but it's about you will first wake up. You're going to realize this. And then you will know that this is your moment. And exactly 25 days later, when you realize that this is, first you're going to wake up, and then you're going to realize, my God, it's your moment. And then you're going to take a certain opportunity. The certain process and progress is already going to start, and it's going to be mind-blowing, In fact, almost immediately you are going to plant this spiritual seed. So it's more important than ever to stay as optimistic. By staying optimistic, you are going to stay on top of things, but even more importantly, it is going to bring you a turning point. And the turning point that you are going to have before the end of this stage and this period, it's going to happen when you least expect it. It's going to happen completely unplanned, because you are going to react in a specific way when you find yourself being part of the specific situation, when you find yourself being part of the specific dimension. And this is where the beauty in this life is going to be, in particular when it comes to you, because you're going to respond in a particular way, and that is going to help you to realize that a very annoying obstacle is coming to an end. But even more importantly, you will step towards the right direction, because there is going to be an opportunity there for you with unlimited possibilities, and I really, really like it. So it's not only conclusion that an annoying problem is going to come to an end through this specific situation, but it's also about the opportunity with unlimited possibilities that has been around you all along, all this time. But then again, I keep on saying it's just about us realizing, that, this life things happen when they're meant to happen in our lives. Indeed. So it's all about, according to our spiritual journey, according to our karma, there's so many different elements that are very complex that we work through, we live through every single day in our lives through our experience. While we are having experiences, at the same time, there's a certain energy that is bouncing us, and it's also working on our process of manifestation through things that we do, through things that we see, through things that we act on and react on. So this is why these specific situations, in our lives, they happen when they're meant to happen. So most certainly this is a remarkable time, and you will feel like a wake up. Indeed, this is the time when you're going to realize complex time, because on one hand you will realize what is ingenuine, and ingenuine in such a way when it comes to like a slowing your process, slowing your progress. It's what is ingenuine when it comes to you feeling really uncomfortable and negative. It needs to go, my baby. Cut it out. Cut that little bastard out of your life. cut. You need to cut something out, because something is slowing your progress. Something is slowing you down. Something is preventing you to move on. And it's really down to you. It's entirely up to you. Nobody else, my baby. Nobody else. It's entirely up to you to focus on it and to see what this is. Okay? Very, very important. So what is something is very ingenuine. So this is the specific part of your life slowly coming to an end. And until you realize that this is an end, then it's just still going to be bringing you down. It's going to be dragging you down. And then it drains your energy, and once that happens, then you respond in a different way and you lose energy really quickly, and you're not yourself because you're not as active and confident as you would normally be. So this is all rather connected, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed. But on another hand, you know, it's like but you are going to experience an inspiration through your own growth. So an important message will arrive, an important information when it comes to your personal growth, you know, from a hard work. You are going to find yourself having a really important progress, and that in itself is to do with money, financial situations, security. Okay, it's to do with reorganization. You know, you're going to need to reorganize things a little bit, but then you will become aware of the fact that, you know, results of efforts are nearly due. Results of efforts are nearly due. It's more important to remain positive, my gorgeous Sagittarini, right now than ever. On another hand, let me just tell you this, yeah? You know, it is going to be an important successful dealings that you are going to have. Just remember, so you can use this vibrant and powerful energy in so many different ways. So if you are having a basically successful dealings, on one hand you are going to be talking to someone and you're going to get so much out of this conversation, you know, in so many different ways. But on another hand, if you do need to have a certain dealings, if you do need to express yourself, explain yourself, start a certain processes and progresses, this is absolutely the perfect time to do it, because the energy is going to be just right. So therefore you're gonna get and you're gonna gain so much out of it, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeedy. Okay, so now I'm just going to see yeah, so you know what, please, oh my God, be as open-minded as you can, because you will have a little test. So what I need you to remember is be daring, be adventurous, and be as open-minded as you can. Lots of elements that you wanted to do, that you wanted to try, that you wanted to start, but there are lots of elements that are going to be like overtaking the specific situation and just like kind of making certain clouds around you that is just going to make you uncertain. And this brings fear, and this brings negativity, and this slows us down. So I just want you to remember to have faith. This is a lot to do with the actual you being calm, and also trust the good in yourself and others. And it's more important than ever to see the light in the world. It's very important. There is a specific information that you are going to have, and that specific information is going to confirm so many different things to you. But most importantly, you will know which way to go and what to do in order to protect yourself, but also in order to move towards the right direction. Okay, so now my gorgeous Sagittarini, 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 Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagittarini. Pam, 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 pam. Woo! Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just, oh my God, of course, look at this, like 25 for you. Okay, so now you see this. Jesus. See, I'm just breaking everything. So now, oh my God. So you have 3 cards, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Of course. It's like 3 cards. So now, oh my, this is fantastic. I mean, I am excited. Sagittari, Sagittari, Saggittarini, Saggittarini. Saggittarini, Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagittarini. Pam 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 woo pam 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 pararam 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 pa 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 param. My gorgeous Sagittarini, look at this. It's transformation, absolutely remarkable, which means that you're going to have a sacred power, which means that you're going to be sacredly support, which means that you're going to be going through your own rebirth, but also at the same time it means that you're going to be very curious, you know, about things, and it means that there is a lot lot going to start happening in your life at this moment in time, throughout this time, that is just going to court your attention. My Lord, anything like, even if it's weird, completely weird, just go for it. Anything like that that you want to find out about, go for it. Remember, this is the time of your spiritual transformation, which is on another hand makes you very curious about things, and curious about things that are going on, curious about things that are happening, because it's going to make you feel really deep about everything. So therefore you will want to kind of like, what about if it's like this, what about if it's like that? So you're going to be like, explorative, like a mode. But it's brilliant. Most certainly is the time of transformation. And also this is the time to try to focus on those things as well that are like kind of on your home. It's important to pay attention to the energy within your home, in your home, that you can work on in such a way where you change things around you. It's important when it comes to the actual feng shui. It's important when it comes to that energy and vibration which reflects on us at the same time, okay? It is a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of nervousness that you are going to have, but then at the same time, this little bit of nervousness that you are going to have, it's also going to be connected to the specific changes. You see here, it's all about a new beginning, it's all about the changes, but when you feel like a specific situation is going to come up and it's going to require from you to act in a certain way, and you will know this is a good sign. You're going to feel a little bit nervous, you're going to feel a little bit anxious, like, oh my God, but then again, this is going to be a sign that you are doing the right thing. This is going to be a sacred sign that you're about to do the right thing. And what you're going to do, it's going to bring you an important moment. It's going to bring you an opportunity which is going to lead to wonderful changes which you are here. So it's all about the changes that are going to take place, that are going to be remarkable, but they're going to come to you, they're going to happen to you when you least expect. So there is not going to be like any planning or anything like that. It's all going to happen beautifully and spontaneously. And the spontaneous energy is really powerful, and it also comes from somewhere really deep within, because we respond in a different way when we do things spontaneously, but that we are guided by our subconscious mind. So most certainly this is something to pay attention to indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, gosh, it's a little tarot cards are just so cute. Coffee. Sorry. Coffee. Yeah, what is the time? Drink coffee, Sasha. You're not gonna sleep all night. I just love coffee. Ignore, don't buy coffee that, the freeze-dried coffee. I'll do the video about it. Do not buy freeze-dried coffee. Try to get like a freshly ground coffee, like get a coffee in the actual grounds if you drink coffee, and then you like kind of like what is it called? You put it in a grounder, yeah? You make it like freshly ground, yourself. And then you make coffee that way, your own freshly grounded coffee. It's what I do, because the other coffee that you buy, like freeze-dried fancy coffee, blah blah blah, just think about it, freeze-dried coffee, and you think it's like coffee, it's fantastic, it's brilliant, it's coffee. No baby, no, it's about 20% of coffee in that coffee. It's full of sugar, soya, poison, chemicals. You don't have to believe me, but it's vile. And lots of people just drink coffee and they keep on putting on weight, and they don't eat sweets and things like that, and they're not realizing that the coffees actually make them overweight. Lots of people don't realize this, because there is the actual sugar even inside that freeze-dried coffee. So my point is, just go for the natural coffee beans that you can ground yourself and make them that way. So much better for you indeed. Sorry, I just have my moments. Capricornus. 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 Capricornus, raise your vibration, baby. Capricornus, raise your vibration. Capricornus. Capricornus, pam, 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 Capricornus, pam, 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 pam. I love you so much, my gorgeous Capricornians. You know what? You're gonna get like some kind of information. You're gonna get some kind of news, and it's going to blow you away. You're not going to believe it. You know, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be strange. It's gonna be unusual. But then at the same time, it's going to provide you with this important light at the end of the tunnel, because at the moment the tunnel was pretty dark, and this is nothing to do with you and nothing to do even specific with your own life and things that you have done. But as I said before, you have been quite affected by the energy around you so much, and this is nothing unusual for you, my gorgeous Capricornians, because you benefit from the earthly energies, as I said before, in a way where you have your eyes open when it comes to spirituality. You understand so much more from a very high level. But then on another hand, when things are happening, you know, around the world that are a bit crazy, you know, we know it, you know, that are a little bit crazy, then this affects you specifically, because you understand what is going on. You understand things, you know, from a very spiritual and deep and powerful level, and that kind of affects you in a way, like when it comes to certain worries, and that in itself created a big question mark, question mark, and that question mark was more and more and more prominent. So there is going to be the actual answer to that question mark that you had, that was actually affecting you so much. And it's going to be very strange information that you will have, very strange information that you're going to have very bizarre information that you're going to get hold of. But this information is more important than ever. You know, it's time to move on, and it's time to go towards the light specifically. So this is going to bring you the beautiful, gorgeous light at the end of the tunnel, which is at the same time going to give you the sense of direction, the sense of power, and you're going to start seeing things around you that not you have been ignoring, but the things, specific things that you really need to pay attention to, because there are two particular options that are going to come up, and they're going to require from you to work on them. This is to do with two specific parts of your life that are completely different to one and to another, you see, but it's most certainly going to require your attention more than ever. It's just basically an absolutely remarkable, mind-blowing answer to your question. It's going to arrive, and you know, it is going to almost immediately provide you with a spiritual key. And once you have the spiritual key, you're never going to lose the spiritual key again, because that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to unlock the door, and once you unlock the door and see what's on the other side, everything is going to change, because there is so much that is going to be on the other side. And this is going to come to you in terms of feelings, in terms of emotions, and in terms of you wanting to learn new things. Please try to specifically pay attention to what is inspiring you. Yes, you will have a very strong confirmation that you have been on the right path, you have been on the right journey, you have been thinking in the right way, if I can say like this, by focusing. You know, there is going to be an important answer when it comes to that. But most certainly, please pay attention to what is inspiring you, because this is all about your learning progress, learning process. You're going to find yourself on the path which is going to which is going to be quite mind-blowing. You're going to find yourself on the path which is going to be quite mind-blowing indeed, but it is about you learning something very specific about yourself, which is going to change your life. And this essence is going to be pretty much needed, because it's going to answer so many questions at the same time, and it's going to help you to move on with the part of your life that is just ending up to kind of like, it's just draining your energy at the moment. So it's so much so to do with like paying attention to what is inspiring you. By paying attention to what is inspiring you, you are also almost immediately going to start a certain process which is going to connect you in such a way where you're going to learn and realize that you need to learn more about the specific subjects and specific areas in your life. And this is exactly what it's going to be kind of like what is going to be pointed to, what you are going to be pointed towards. So it's important. And also on another hand, you're going to learn something new about yourself, and that is going to give you life, you know. This is going to be fantastic because it's going to start like a little passion within you. Something really important, really huge, really significant is going to take place, and it's going to re-energize you. It's going to put a big smile on your face. You know, you almost immediately you're going to feel reconnected, and you're going to feel the energy that you didn't feel in a really, really long time. Okay, and what else I was going to say, you know, this is important to say, create your own happiness regardless of conditions. You see, it's important to remember to create your own happiness regardless of conditions, because by doing this, you're increasing your own energy, you're protecting yourself, but also you're going to come up with a very, very wise solution to your problem by just doing this. You will hear something. You will hear something when you least expected. Okay? You will hear something unusual, something really weird. Okay? But then again, at the same time, that is going to give you an idea. And that idea is going to be brilliant because it's going to help you to work around a certain mistake that you have made, that you've been kind of blaming yourself, but it's not a mistake. It's just something that is going to kind of bounce back, and it's going to require from you to pay attention to it again. But most importantly, you're going to start the process. You're going to start something here, and it's going to take exactly 9 weeks. You're going to start the process and progress here, my gorgeous Capricornus, which is going to take exactly 9 weeks until you achieve success, until you achieve the very good news, until you achieve like a moment and feeling very strong vibration of you moving towards the right direction. But most importantly, this is to do with success, material attainment. You're going to find yourself on an advanced stage when it comes to your well-being. Also, this is going to reflect on your well-being and on your health and on your energy, because you will find yourself you're going to find yourself like doing so much more and achieving so much more. And every single time when you have this energy, you know, remember this is connected to the sacred vibration. And what that means, the sacred vibration is like when you create this beautiful spiritual shift around you, it just also brings you all sorts of informations that you wouldn't normally have. And this is going to reflect on the ideas. The more you're active, the more ideas you're going to have. Use this energy wisely, because it's going to be remarkable, and it's also going to lead towards the difficulties slowly coming to an end. And this is going to bring a stability, some kind of like a part of your life that you have been waiting to happen. You know, you're going to realize that, you know, you're going to have some kind of timing around it. But most certainly this is to do with a victory. You dealing with the difficulties, but also it's to do with the stability. You're going to start the process, you're going to start the progress, and it's going to take exactly 9 weeks in order for this to succeed. And it's going to be brilliant because you're going to start it at a moment in time when you were so wise, and that in itself is going to help you realize that you already know the answers you seek, okay? And trust what you know. Just remember, my gorgeous Capricornus, you already know the answers you seek. Trust what you know. I need you to remember this, okay? So now I'm just going to shuffle this tarot card, my gorgeous Capricornius, and I'm going to see what is going to be your tarot card for this stage and this period. Is One of Swords, like, ooh la la, intellect. Surprise, surprise, my gorgeous Capricornus, you're all about intellect. You know, this is brilliant. I like it so much, because now, specifically for the first time in a long time, you're going to feel the changes. You're going to feel this good energy. You're going to feel the vibration that you didn't feel before. And this is going to reflect on you, you know, in such a way when you're going to feel this inspiration. You're going to feel this power. You will want to do things, you will want to try things, you will want to start things, and it's just going to happen one day, you know, just like that. You're going to wake up in the morning and all this energy is just going to be all around you, and it's going to inspire you. It's about a new start, it's about a new beginning, and on one hand, you know, you're going to feel like this, but on another hand, you need to know that this is going to be the sacred stage for you when it comes to advancing yourself. This is all about you advancing yourself. It's all about you expressing yourself. It's all about you specifically doing things that you like, doing things that you want, working on those things in your life that you want to expand yourself within, because your intellect and your spirituality is just going to be like, oh my God, both of your intellect and your spirituality is going to be quite mind-blowing indeed. So that's why I'm saying that you just need to kind of like really express yourself, to respond to as many things as you possibly can in a specific and unique way. The more unique way you kind of respond to things, the more you're going to gain out of it, because it's coming from the very sacred energy deep within. But see what is inspiring you. This is all about the inspiration, about your intellect, about your opportunities, about the new feelings, about new emotions, about new excitement. Go for it, because this is going to start a whole new page, the whole new leaf, you know. It's about to be turned over indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous and my ever so precious, my beautiful Aquarius. 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 When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide all the planets, and Aquamarini will be happy, because you are going to get a news. It's something that you have been waiting for. It's something that you have been so anxious about. It's something that you have been so scared about. It's something that you've been so worrying about. It's something that was bringing you down so much. It's something that drained your energy so much. You know, you are going to hear an important specific information, and it's going to almost be like, oh God, you're just going to be able to set yourself free. Okay, this specific information is not going to be as bad as you thought, as negative as you thought, because there are lots of negative elements that you have been worrying about. So the actual information is going to be really good, and almost immediately there is going to be quite significant accomplishment. But also on another hand is the opportunity that it's almost a couple of days after that there is going to be an important opportunity that you're going to be able to do, that you're going to be able to pay attention to, and you wouldn't even notice it before. So this is how things happen, like really, really nicely and wonderfully. You see, you are gonna find yourself like getting all sorts of informations throughout this time, Aquamarinis. Like for example, you know, on a spiritual level, this is going to be like, ooh la la, rather important spiritual, gorgeous bubble that you're going to have, because you're going to find yourself in such an unusual place, but in a good way. So the nature will be communicating to you, you know, quite a lot. So you will be seeing lots of signs through the actual nature. Pay attention, because there is so much that is going to be revealed to you. And, you know, you can see the sky, and you will see some kind of shape, you know, you will see the tree, and then you're going to see like something else, you know, you will see the flower, you know. Pay attention, because the strong connection, there will be a very strong connection in between you and the actual nature when it comes to signs. But also, most importantly, there is one particular revelation that you are going to have, which is going to surprise you, but it's most certainly going to help you to realize there is that particular person that you need to pay attention to, because somebody is just like, again, the particular person you need to pay attention to, someone is like doing something maybe naughty around you, and you just kind of like, you thought about it, it was like kind of somewhere at the back of your mind. So this is going to be be connected to the actual confirmation who this person is. So therefore, you're going to be able to protect yourself, but it's more about the confirmation that you're going to have throughout this, you know. But also on another hand, you're going to be able to protect yourself, and once you do this, you know, almost immediately the whole new path is going to be presented right in front of you, because this is the way things work. It's also going to be connected to the fact that, you know, you are going to be just basically going to have a very strong confirmation, you know. And once you have a confirmation, there are certain elements that are going to be revealed with this confirmation at the same time, which are going to be imprinted right in front of you when it comes to you making decisions about your future. This time it's going to be really important indeed. This is no time to rush. This is no time to like kind of like being sucked into the vortex of someone trying to push you towards something, because I know that someone is going to try to push you towards something like hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Listen to me, Aquamarini, if someone is kind of trying to push you towards something, if someone is trying to hurry you up towards something, and you feel off, you know, because you're an empath, you feel things, you get things, you know, very deeply spiritually. So if you feel something like that, move on. It's important more to say more than ever, because when you move on and you come back a couple of days later, your feelings, your emotions are going to be completely different, but also you will be able to see and understand things that you weren't able to understand before, because you will want to have a reconnection while you're maybe sleeping, while you're dreaming, while you're meditating, while you're having astral projections, while you're having lucid dreamings. All these things can bring you very strong reconnection, and once that happens, you are able to see things from a completely different angle, and this is what I need you to do. So if someone is trying to push you towards something, if someone is trying to like kind of rush you towards something and you feel off about it, you know, most certainly you should just kind of ignore that person. It's more important than ever. Let me tell you that, you know, you're gonna feel some fiery energies, but in the best possible way. When it comes to you, yes, I'm gonna do this, yes, I'm gonna do that, please go for it, because, you know, this is to do with your power. You are able to do things with the snap of your fingers, and this is one of your powers, my gorgeous Aquamarines. You know, you're able to move on like this really quickly, and I said this before, I know, but it's a very beautiful and powerful quality to possess, because when someone would just waste their time somewhere where they shouldn't be, you know, it would take them a long time to just get on and move on. You just do it like this, you know, you suffer a little bit, but then you do the right thing, you know, much earlier. So therefore you're just able to enjoy your time for much longer, for example. So this is what I want you to say, you know, every single time when you feel like a very fiery energy, you're going to have lots of times throughout this period when you're going to feel like, ooh, breasts of energy, not breasts of energy, no, breaths of energy, you know, powerful breaths of energy that you're going to feel, and it's going to give you like a very much so like a very spiritual momentum when it comes to the energy, and you're going to be like, oh my God, what should I do? What should I do? This is a very specific time, because just remember, every single time you feel this energy, you need to understand to follow how you feel, follow what you want to do. Where is this energy leading you? Where is this energy pushing you towards? What is exactly causing you feeling so excited? Like, for example, you know, this is exactly what you should do. It's not about like doing that particular thing, but it's about what you get and gain out of it once you find yourself in this specific way, on this specific journey. It's remarkable, because it's going to be directly connected to the vision that you're going to have later on, and that vision is going to make you realize things that you're not realizing about yourself. It's going to be very psychic, very important, very on a mediumship level, but it's much so going to bring it's going to bring you a very much so needed information. Okay, very important message is going to come towards you. You're going to have a very important message when it comes to you, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, you know. Yeah, you know what you're gonna do also, you're gonna follow something that you want to do. Like, you're gonna what you're gonna do, you're gonna be continuing the certain process. Oh yeah, certain progress. You're going to continue something that you have been doing so far, something that you have been working on so far, something that you wanted to achieve so far. And it's to do a lot about following that particular progress. But then at the same time, you are going to find yourself being very curious, you know, about a specific part of your life. And that in itself is going to make you to react in a certain way. And what you're going to do, you're going to start a process, start a progress, and you are going to have a really important opportunity. So through your own curiosity, there is going to be a remarkable opportunity that you are going to have. And this is so important, you know, the way things are going to unfold and develop to you, you know. Just remember, through your own curiosity, you are going to find and meet a very important opportunity. And this is so much so needed, like more than ever. This is like, oh my God, going to change your life forever in so many different ways, because later on your way of thinking is going to change because of this, because you are reaching the very high level of your personal spiritual evolvement. My gorgeous aquamarinis, I've said this many times, you have been through so much, and thank God you have been doing the right things, you have been making the right decisions, and you were anything but selfish. Bless you. You gave so much of your energy to other people, and now this is beautifully and remarkably all gonna come back at you and slap you in the most beautiful spiritual way. It's going to lead towards an important reward. Exactly 3 weeks later from this moment in time, you will hear a very, very important opportunity. There is going to be very important beginning that you are going to have, which is going to happen in such a way where you're going to find yourself in a place that you didn't plan, when you're going to find yourself in a dimension where you didn't plan, when you're going to find yourself completely unplanned in part of the, like, you know, in your life, somewhere part of the world, or somewhere completely unplanned, you know, in a certain dimension, not necessarily like anywhere in the world, but, you know, you're going to find yourself unplanned, you know, in a particular dimension, which is kind of going to surprise you purely because you're going to respond in a certain way. And this in itself is going to be remarkable because it's going to help you to recognize the certain opportunity, but above all, it's going to lead towards an amazing, remarkable, life-changing turning point, my gorgeous aquamarinis. Indeed, this is more important to trust your intuition than ever, because you will be thinking about a certain suspicion. You know what? You're absolutely right. Just keep going and be smart and be clever, and do not kind of like explode or anything like that. Just, you know, things, and in order to keep on top of things, and in order to have all things under control, this in itself gives you so much strength, so much courage, and so much power to carry on. You're already on an advanced stage because you know things, you will know things that you didn't know before, and that in itself, it's going to confirm things to you, but also most importantly, it's going to help you when it comes to like your own kind of like ability to learn quickly things, you know. But then at the same time, you know, you just need to remember to stay committed to the tasks at hand, because there are going to be challenging situations that you're going to have, but this is all part of your own personal progress. So this is something that you need to remember. And on another hand, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous aquamarine, is, you know, this is stage and this period, it's all about your personal activation when it comes to your light, when it comes to your spirituality, and when it comes to your light activation. Indeed, this is the time to shine your light, because your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Just remember, you understand this, my gorgeous aquamarinis, my lord. Light activation is going to take place, which means subconsciously you're going to be guided, which means that anything you want to do, like you feel really randomly like, oh my God, you most certainly should do it. It's coming from the deepest part of yourself. It's coming from the deepest part of your subconscious mind, and it's to do with your passion. So this is why I need you to pay attention to it. You know, this is the time to shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Indeed, something is going to become obvious to you, okay? And this is most certainly going to surprise you. Okay, but in a good way, because on one hand it's going to help you realize how important you are, but also it's going to help you realize the certain responsibility that you should be paying attention to. It's important, and it can only come from you, my gorgeous aquamarinis. Indeed. Okay, so now Practice. 8 of Pentacles. You see this? Look at this gorgeous little cards. Now this is really important because at the same time it's like about your own personal expansion. It's about you doing things that makes you feel good. You know, listen, it's so important. Like the way this is, it's like the more you do things that make you feel happy, the more you're gonna gain out of it. The more you do things to expand yourself, the more powerful they're going to be. The more you do things that you need to do, the more you're gonna gain out of it. Like for example, if you need work, you need job, you know, then you just keep going and keep going and keep going. Remember to stay committed to the task at hand. Now it's more important than ever, but this is the time of your personal transformation and your personal advancement. So basically, if you want to like do this like consciously, completely, then you know, if you need to look for work, then go for it, because something remarkable is going to come through. But then on another hand, you know, this is the time to shine the light on those specific areas in your life that you need to do, you need to make, you need to focus on in order to expand yourself, because an amazing, remarkable, mind-blowing expansion is going to happen by the end of this stage, by the end of this period. And it's not going to help you to move on, you know, but it's also going to provide you with a remarkable opportunity, and that particular opportunity is going to seem really tiny by the end of this stage, but most certainly as the time goes by, this is going to grow, and it's going to become something really, really powerful. A little bit of a surprise you're going to have. It's going to be like that, oh my god, you know, but it's going to be brilliant. You know, this surprise that you're going to have, it's going to be really good, and it's almost instantly going to provide you with the guidance, and it's going to provide you, it's going to shed a light, you know, on those specific areas in your life that were like in the dark so far. Absolutely remarkable. You see, practice, it's saying practice here, which is on another hand, the more you do things that you want to do, the more you do things that you need to do in order to expand yourself, now you're going to have this extra energy. And it's not only about the extra energy, but the way this is going to bounce back when it comes to the actual manifestation. An important time when it comes to planting a seed that you're not even aware of. So you are going to plant a certain spiritual seed that you will not even going to be aware of, but let's say March or April 2021 are going to be pretty much connected to this time and that particular seed. Just watch this space. March and April 2021 are going to have a direct connection when it comes to this particular spiritual seed that you're going to plant, my gorgeous Aquamarini. Indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, see, this is my little light here. The next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous and my ever so precious and my beautiful, my powerful Pisces. Oh my God, you know, you're going to recognize something so powerful about yourself. You're going to realize something so powerful about yourself, and this is so good. And it's going to happen at a moment in time when you least expected. Completely unplanned, okay, completely out of the blue, and it's almost going to provide you with this immediate energy shift. And it's beautiful because it's going to reflect on you in such a wonderful and nice way. It's about the inspiration that you are going to have. It's about the excitement that you're going to have. And it's also, you know, versus or opposed to the time when you thought, oh my God, it's going to be so dark, it's going to be so negative, it's going to be so heavy. No, baby, no. I said it to you before, and I'm going to say to you again, it's more important than ever to understand and recognize and realize how powerful, how special, how beautiful, and how deep and how amazing you actually are. Because this in itself is going to be the time when you're going to realize how rare you actually are. So something very specific about yourself is going to come through. Something very specific about yourself is going to come forward, and it's only going to make you feel like, oh my God, there are not many like me. Exactly. It's about you is focusing on a little gift. You're focusing on your own spiritual gift. You know, on another hand, you are going to get a gift. You are not going to gain the actual gift from someone. Someone is going to surprise you with the actual gift. You know, someone is going to give you something this time, and it's going to be quite cute. But on another hand, I'm also talking about the actual spiritual, some important gift. Every single one of us is beautiful. Every single one of us is unique. Every single one of us is different. And every single one of us has got a specific, we are like a specific messengers on this earth. We have got a specific, job on this earth. Every single one has got something very specific about us that we are so unique and so great about, deep within our spirituality, who we are, our spiritual journey, our karma. It all depends. It's very deep and it's very complex and it's very spiritual, but the bottom line is that you are going to have one of the most important moments of your life, because you're going to realize something so specific. My gorgeous Pisces, I love you so much. You're going to realize something so specific, and this is so important because you will realize how special you are. You will realize how unique you are. You will realize that this is your gift, but you will also realize that this is something to pay attention to. You will realize how many opportunities you will have through this. You will realize the whole new inspiration. You will realize the whole new the whole new path which is going to appear right in front of you before the end of this stage. And that path that is going to appear, it's almost going to be connected to you having a very strong sense of direction, but also above all, when it comes to the certain timing, you will feel this bravery, which is at the same time going to help you to make an important decision that you wouldn't normally make, because purely you will be guided by your spirit guides, by your guardian angels, by your subconscious mind. And this is wonderful because it's also going to give a very important sense of security. By the same time, when it comes to the actual timing, you will want to use your time well indeed, but also at the same time make every moment count. It's going to be more important than ever, my gorgeous Pisces. Indeed, this is an absolutely remarkable moment in time, but also at the same time, I need you to remember that you are going to have a very unusual experience as well this time. Very unusual experience is going to happen to you, and but what is going to be really remarkable, it's going to be very strange and very unusual. It's really going to maybe leave a little bit of bitter taste in your mouth, but you need this experience because it's going to help you grow in a particular way. And once that happens, that in itself is going to give you a bit of a shaky moment when it comes to you having a wake up moment indeed. And that wake up moment is going to be very powerful, because it's going to basically help you realize the actual progress that you wouldn't normally realize when it comes to yourself, because you will be able to look at the situation and understand your situation from a completely different angle. But most importantly, this is to do with your hard work, and this is to do with the growth. This is to do with the actual the need for you to kind of reorganize things in your life, but also realization the results of your efforts are nearly due. Very important to remember the results from your efforts are nearly due, but also even most important to remember, try to do this how you go along with this wonderful energy where you get so much out of it. You throw yourself into all sorts of situations and all sorts of opportunities that you wouldn't normally have by changing one particular thing every single day. My gorgeous Pisces, by changing one particular thing every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every single day change one particular thing that you normally do. And this in itself is going to bring you the new energy, new vibration, and that is ultimately going to put you or set you on the new path and on a new journey, because it's going to put you in touch with things that you wouldn't normally be. And this is how you just better yourself, by throwing yourself in a different opportunities, because by doing this you just start changing slowly everything, and that in itself in return brings you those things in your life that you need the most. Pay attention to the inspiration. You will see something, my gorgeous Pisces, and it's going to inspire you, and it's going to come through someone really special and someone really beautiful in your life. But just pay attention to this, because this is going to give it a whole new life, and that in itself is going to bring the whole new meaning to your life as well. It's important because you will start the process and progress, and March 2021 will have a very powerful connection when it comes to all this that I said so far, and the actual progress is going to be very much so evident in March 2021. All you need to do is just ignore the negativity and just follow your own light. By following your own light, I mean by just focus those things that you need to do in order to expand yourself, in order to advance yourself. Indeed, someone is going to challenge you a little bit, and then the challenge also, it's going to kind of make you want to be a little bit angry, and anyone that makes you angry, how you can grow out of this challenge and how this can become a positive and optimistic challenge is every time when someone challenges you and you feel angry, just remember that every time when you sustain your energy and respond in a smiley way, this is pretty much so needed so much, like when it comes to the expansion of your own spiritual journey, because if you do this and respond in this particular way, you will actually gain an absolutely mind-blowing insight by the end of this time, by the end of this stage. And the insight that you're going to gain, it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing, because you're not going to believe certain parts of it and elements of it, but as the time goes by, when the unfoldment starts, you will see that this insight was absolutely sacred when it comes to your life. This is a magical time of your life when it comes to you expanding yourself, but also paying attention to the messages around you, because you're also going to have a very strong connection with the nature when it comes to nature responding to you by giving you the signs, by confirming that you're on the right path and you're on the right direction. Like, for example, you can look at the trees in a certain shape, you can look at the sky in a certain shape, you can look at the sea moving in a certain shape, you can look at the flower and it reminds you of something. My Lord, the nature can communicate beautifully and magically in so many different ways. Just pay attention to how the way your nature is communicating to you, because it's going to providing you with the little signs, like absolutely life-changing signs along the way, which are going to confirm those moments that you feel very not really confident about. And it's going to come to you, it's going to happen to you when you really least expect it, but when you need it the most, and you can get so much out of it indeed. What else I was going to say? My gorgeous Pisces, where's your card? It's gone all the way here. This is really important. Listen, you are gonna possess the power of gaining things in your life very quickly. You're going to possess the power to attract things in your life very quickly. So therefore, throughout this stage and this period, so therefore make sure that you're optimistic and make sure that you stay positive and you don't waste this energy, because it's not going to last forever. We always have this power of manifestation and to attract certain things in our lives, but sometimes it's more powerful and more vibrational than other times. So specifically this time, it's going to be very important. Just remember to have a focused intention. Focused intention is going to be more important than ever. And on another hand, think about what you desire, set your sights really high and expect the best possible outcome. And this is how you provide yourself with even more powerful spiritual shield at the same time, which attracts things into your life even quicker, even sooner. Indeed, an important negotiation is going to take place, which is going to be rather miraculous for you in many different ways, rather victorious. And you are going to end up with a very, very interesting option indeed. You will see what I mean, and it's gonna be brilliant, my gorgeous Pisces, indeed. And also, what else I was going to say is just the progress. This time it's going to bring you an important progress, but also the motivation and inspiration from someone, through someone who is going to shed so much light into your life, my gorgeous Pisces. So I'm just going to see what is your tarot card going to be for this stage and this period. Okay, my gorgeous Pisces, what is going to be your tarot card? Okay, Page of Swords, inspection. This is exactly, you see this? Please be as cute. Look how cute these little cards are. It's all about inspection. It's all about you being open-minded. It's all about you having your eyes open. This is the period and this is the stage of growth. And the growth can only happen when you inspect things, when you do things that inspire you, but also when you're quite open-minded when it comes to inspecting things. There is lots of opportunity, lots of situations you're going to find yourself at when you feel attracted towards certain things and you weren't attracted before. You will want to try certain things, you will want to check certain things, you want to be on a certain path with certain things that normally wouldn't attract you. And this is going to be very, very interesting. Every single time when you're curious, go for it. Every single time when you want to find out something, go for it. Every single time when you're inspired by something, go for it. Every time when you find yourself on a certain path, go for it. Every time when a certain idea comes to you and it's like completely out of the blue, go for it. You should most certainly inspect it, because it's your subconscious mind will be very powerful. So this is how these messages are going to be bouncing back at you and going to let you know to inspect them. So every single time when you feel curious about something, you should most certainly go, because this is the time of your spiritual growth, and it's the time of your personal inspection, because it's to do with your growth, and only you are the one who can help yourself out with this in your specific particular way. But it's remarkable, because while you're doing this, you're gonna come across a certain stage in your life which is just gonna kind of really surprise you, but it's most certainly gonna start changing everything, my lord. So now just remember that March 2021, it's gonna have a very strong connection with what is going on right now, my gorgeous Pisces, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's important to inspect absolutely everything that comes to you, to try absolutely everything that comes to you. And also, if you're wondering about something like and you're like curious, you most certainly should do it. This is coming from the deepest parts of your spiritual selves, which are most certainly going to be guiding you alongside at the same time. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light, my gorgeous people. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of light, healing, peace, and love to every single one of you, my gorgeous people. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.